Have you ever wondered how your life could change if you let go of that grudge you've been holding on to? Can you imagine a life where forgiveness leads? Welcome to the exploration of the transformative power of forgiveness. This is not about those grand cinematic gestures of absolution, but the quiet, personal moments where we choose to release the burden of resentment and step into a space of understanding. Picture this. You're carrying a backpack filled with stones. Each stone represents a grudge, a hurt, a betrayal. Over time, the backpack becomes heavier. You might even become so used to the weight that it starts to feel normal. But imagine for a moment setting that backpack down. Feel the relief. That's what forgiveness can do. It's like that time when I accidentally drank from my brother's favorite mug. You know, the one that says "World's Best Brother." He was furious. He held on to that grudge for days, giving me the silent treatment, refusing to laugh at my jokes, all because of a mug, until one day he simply let it go. He forgave me. And just like that, the tension lifted. Our laughter returned, and the world's best brother went back to being just that. This anecdote might sound trivial, but isn't life made up of such small moments? Each grudge, each resentment, they're like those stones in the backpack weighing us down, preventing us from truly living. Forgiveness, on the other hand, is not about forgetting or saying that what happened was okay. It's about choosing to not let those past hurts define us. It's about acknowledging the pain, but then deciding to let it go, to unburden ourselves. It's about saying, yes, this happened, yes, it hurt, but I won't let it control me. So the big question is, are we ready to unburden ourselves and embrace forgiveness? Let me share a story with you, a story of a man who discovered the power of forgiveness. Let's call him Ethan. Ethan was a man of strong principles, a man who believed in the currency of respect and fairness. But one day, his best friend, someone he considered a brother, betrayed him in a business deal. Ethan was left reeling, his trust shattered, his friendship in ruins. For years, Ethan held on to this grudge. It was like a stone in his pocket, a constant reminder of the betrayal. He carried it everywhere, letting it weigh him down, letting it color his other relationships with mistrust and suspicion. The grudge became a part of him, an inseparable shadow that darkened his life. Then one day, Ethan stumbled upon the teachings of the ancient Stoics. He learned about the power of forgiveness, about letting go of resentment, about releasing the burden of the past. Intrigued, Ethan decided to experiment with forgiveness. He decided to forgive his friend, not for his friend's sake, but for his own. At first, it felt as if he was surrendering, as if he was letting his friend off the hook. But as days turned into weeks, Ethan noticed a subtle shift. The stone in his pocket felt lighter. The shadow that had darkened his life began to fade. He felt a sense of freedom, a sense of liberation he hadn't felt in years. Ethan realized that forgiveness wasn't about the other person. It was about him. It was about freeing himself from the shackles of resentment, about choosing peace over turmoil, about reclaiming his life from the shadow of the past. And so, Ethan's life changed. He became more open, more trusting, more at peace. He found new friendships, new opportunities, a new zest for life. He discovered the power of forgiveness, the power to change his life, the power to choose his own path. And so, he found freedom not in holding on to his anger, but in letting it go. Now, let's delve deeper into the philosophy of forgiveness, a concept deeply rooted in Stoicism. The Stoics, philosophers of ancient Greece and Rome, had a unique perspective on forgiveness. They believed it was not a matter of letting someone else off the hook for a transgression, but rather a method of liberating oneself. You see, according to Stoicism, our emotions, including anger and resentment, are within our control. Therefore, if we're holding on to a grudge, it's not because of what someone else did, but because we're choosing to hold on to it. The Stoics would argue that when we forgive, we're not saying, "What you did is okay," but rather, "I'm choosing not to let your actions control my emotions any longer." It's about taking back control of your own emotional state, refusing to let someone else dictate your happiness or peace of mind. Now, it's important to note that the Stoics were not advocating for being a pushover. They understood that people can do harmful things and that these actions have consequences. But they also knew that stewing in your own anger or resentment only harms you. It's like carrying around a heavy backpack filled with rocks. Sure, you could do it, but why would you want to? Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "He who is brave is free." And in this context, bravery means having the courage to let go of your resentment, to forgive. Let's think about it this way. Imagine you're a puppet and your resentment is the strings. Each time you choose not to forgive, You're allowing someone else to pull those strings, to control your emotions, your actions, and ultimately your life. But when you forgive, you're cutting those strings. You're choosing freedom. So Stoicism teaches us that forgiveness is not about absolving someone else of their wrongdoings. It's about taking back control of your own life. It's about choosing peace over anger, liberation over resentment. So forgiveness, in essence, is a gift we give to ourselves. So how do we start to embrace forgiveness in our lives? It might be easier than you think. The first step is understanding. Recognize that we all make mistakes. To err is human, as the saying goes. It's part of the human experience, and it allows for growth and learning. Next comes empathy. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. Try to see things from their perspective. This doesn't mean you have to agree with their actions or decisions, but it does help to foster compassion. Finally, acceptance. Accepting doesn't mean forgetting or condoning the hurt caused. It means acknowledging the past, understanding it cannot be changed, but not letting it control the present or future. Incorporating these three elements, understanding, empathy, and acceptance into your daily life can set you on the path to forgiveness. It's not always an easy journey, but it's one that can lead to a lighter, more peaceful existence. Remember, the journey of forgiveness begins with a single step. Let's imagine for a moment how our lives would change if we embraced forgiveness. Picture a life free from the weight of grudges, resentment, and bitterness. A life defined by peace, love, and acceptance. This is the power of forgiveness, my friends. Our mental and emotional health can be greatly improved when we choose to forgive. You see, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person be harmed. It's a self-inflicted wound. But when we forgive, we heal. We liberate ourselves from the shackles of the past and open our hearts to the present moment. Forgiveness fosters a sense of inner peace. It allows us to experience life in its fullest, most vibrant colors, without the gray filter of past hurts. It's a path to a more fulfilling life, a life of serenity and contentment. So, are you ready to unburden yourself and embrace the power of forgiveness? Thank you for journeying with us through this exploration of the power of forgiveness. If you found this video enlightening and helpful, we'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up. Share it with those around you, your friends, your family, anyone who you think might benefit from understanding the transformative power of forgiveness. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful and thought-provoking videos. As we part ways today, remember this. Forgiveness is the key to a happier, healthier you. It's a gift to yourself. Embrace it, live it, and watch as your life unfolds in beautiful, unexpected ways. Until next time, take care and be kind to one another.